So Rob G, I want you to kind of summarize this situation. We talked yesterday briefly about the story with Matthew Stafford, and he and his wife were on the stage celebrating at the parade, and a photographer.
Well, they asked her to take a picture of them.
They asked her, right? She was on stage, and they asked her to take a picture, and as she was kind of positioning herself to take the picture,
backing up, right?
She was backing up, and she just backed off the stage, fractured her spine. I don't want to say not seriously, because obviously that's a serious injury, but nothing where she was going to be paralyzed or anything like that. But
yeah, she's out of the hospital already.
Right, already. Yeah. Okay, so she had the surgery today.
I don't know, but according to the GoFundMe page that they created before the Rams and the Staffords agreed to pay her medical bills, they posted that she's out of the hospital and she's at home resting.
Okay. So you heard it. The Rams and Matthew Stafford agreed to pay her medical bills, because Stafford, when she fell, he was just kind of like, oh, wow, and then walked away.
Yes, Stafford got shamed into it because of his reaction.
Like, and his wife responded like properly.
Right. Had Matthew gone with his wife to look over the edge to see if she was okay and wave for first responders or medical people, Chris, nobody would even blink. They wouldn't think that he'd have to pay her, pay for her. It's a nice gesture.
Some people may have still said that just because they were asking her to take a picture of them.
Right, but he was shamed into it. People were saying, it just was a bad look for him. So, you try to clean it up. But I'll tell you this.
Well,
after Rob G, you got it. Go ahead,
yeah, Rob G, explain what happened.
Yeah, whoever it was, somebody on Twitter decided to look into her past, and unfortunately, in 2013
Why
specifically.
unfortunately?
Well, you never want to see this kind of language used at all.
Okay, I got you.
In 2013, when she was a college student, it looks like she was a freshman in college at San Diego State, there are several screen grabs of her using the N-word. She's white, she's not black. Making derogatory comments about Asian people and them needing to learn the language if they're going to live here.
That's that sounds like a 70-year-old man or something. So I'm shocked that's a college student. You know what I mean? Who's in her 20s talking about Asian people that way. Wow.
Yeah, making derogatory comments about homosexuals. So there's a lot of explicit commentary coming out of her Twitter account. And
you know what, Rob G? I heard people go, it's unfortunate that you could go back and look at what people say and what. No, well, if that's not in your heart and you're not that person, you wouldn't be writing that. I'm just like people always want to make excuses. You can look in somebody's Twitter history, Chris. I guarantee you, there's no racist language from you or you calling out people. There's none from me. You could Google it. Go ahead. Or
I call one dude a chump.
Okay. Rob G, if we did your Twitter, are we going to find stuff on there?
Not on Twitter, no. But I'm sure.
Not on Twitter.
I'm sure that when I was young, I don't know if I used anything that bad, but I'm sure I might have said some off-color comments when I was in high school.
I did something when I was a freshman in college.
What'd you do?
After I was the summer of my freshman year, and this is, BC, before Christ. And so I used to work at a department store that summer. It was a sporting goods store. I'm like ashamed of this. I'm so ashamed of this, but I'm going to tell it.
Uh-oh. Hey, Alex, you got the recorder going?
Recording on 5, Rob.
The department.
Okay.
I was in my department, right? Walking around my department, bored, waiting for people to come in. And the phone rang in my department. And I answered the phone, and it was one of my boys, one of my college teammates, right? Who was in Cleveland. It was in Cleveland. And, what's up, yo, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, let me call. I think I said, call me right back. I said, I got to help this customer or something. Call me right back. So the phone rings again moments later. And I think it's him.
Right, call him right back.
So I pick up the phone, and I'm like, I'm not going to say the name of the store, but I say the name of the store. And I'm supposed to say, may I help you? And I say, blah, 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 blah. What the F do you want?
What? Why would you say that even if you thought, but Chris, here's my problem with that. Why would you say, if you thought it was him, Why would you say the store again? Like if you really believe that was him,
Because it was like at that time, and again, like I said, I'm ashamed of it, but it's funny. It's like, so-and-so
you thought it was
department
funny.
store,
Okay,
what the F you want? You know what I mean?
Right,
like
I
that
got
type
you.
of thing.
And it was a customer?
It was an old lady.
Oh, my.
She was like,
Who's your manager?
Man, I want to talk to your manager right now, and I was like all apologetic and he's not here. Let me. And I don't remember if I gave it to her, the phone to her, or to the manager, or if she just called back.
Did you get reprimanded or suspended or fired?
Yes, I got reprimanded. I was actually. It was toward the end of the summer.
Right.
So I
they
had
said,
maybe
"Don't
a
come
week
back
or
in."
two left. So yeah, I just got relieved of my duty.
You got
I
fired.
Chris
Bouchard, they said, "Don't come back. Don't bring your yellow butt back here. You're done. You're done at Macy's of Ohio."
But it wasn't Macy's. It was a sporting goods place.
Sporting
But
goods.
it shows you how, like Rob G said, I mean, older people make mistakes too.
Okay.
But when you're young, you do some stupid things. And I was her age. She was a freshman in college. So
I gotta admit that
I hope that she will. I'd like to see them. If I was Matthew Stafford, I would want to talk with her and see like what were you thinking? What is going on? And how do you feel now about African Americans and Asians and so on and so forth, and see where she at. I would still pay for her.
I want my money
if I
back.
was in that situation.
I'm not paying
I would
for
pay
her.
for her.
I'm not paying for her. I'm sorry. I'd be like,
if the Rams, they're an organization. I get it, but I would.
I would ask for if I know there's no money's been exchanged yet because her bills aren't made, but I would withdraw that and say I can't. I just can't feel comfortable with that. I don't care when you did it. It was something that you used very freely and you felt okay about it. It would bother me. If the Rams want to pay for it, fine. But I just wouldn't.
I don't think the Rams should, because they're an organization, and that reflects poorly on an organization. I, as an individual, am taught to pray for my enemies and love those.
I'll pray for her too, but I don't have to pay for her.
I agree.
I'll pay.
You don't have to.
I'll pray, but I ain't paying.
There's a difference between forgiveness and justice.
Right.
So it's totally different. You can forgive her and still not pay.
Right.
I'm just telling you, it's certainly if I'm in a position where I've got all this money, like Matthew Stafford, I would, assuming she wasn't just, I said it. I don't like black people. This was, if it was like that, of course, it might be a different thing. And even then, who knows? But yeah, I would not, I would still pay.
Rob G and Alex, I want you guys to get in on this conversation. Where are you at, Rob G, first? Well, would you still want your money to go towards her or not?
Well, the first thing I would do is I'd ask about what's going on with the GoFundMe money. That's my first.
How much did she get in that?
Just under 50,000.
Okay.
So obviously you cannot reverse GoFundMe. I don't think you can. You reverse GoFundMe contributions. So this is a situation.
She's double dipping.
Yeah, she could be. I don't know. But this is a situation where I think that there's precedent. Even if I personally would still give the money if I was Stafford. But
listen to you. That's unbelievable.
But here's my thing.
Why is it unbelievable, Rob?
Here's my thing, Rob. The NFL and their subsidiaries already laid the precedent with the John Gruden situation. You can't hold him accountable for emails from 7 years ago before he worked for you, and then not hold this person accountable from emails or tweets from 8 years ago. You know what I mean? If you're going to do it for one, you'd have to apply it across the board.
People have also been very inconsistent in this. Dante DiVincenzo, remember?
Josh Allen had some off-color tweets.
Josh Allen, who was the receiver for the Eagles?
Riley Cooper?
Riley Cooper. Eminem.
Yeah,
Eminem. And people have forgiven him.
I wouldn't give Riley Cooper anything either. I'm just talking about if this was my money, I would pray for her and hope that she has a speedy recovery. Maybe the Rams or her GoFundMe people.
I don't think the Rams should. They're an organization.
Maybe they'll do it.
It
Alex,
could look
where are
bad
you? I
on
know
them.
you have a good heart. Are you cool with her, or you want your money, or you're not? You're pulling your
We're
check
not
back?
cool with it,
Man.
but it still doesn't mean you can't help somebody.
Yeah, I mean, see, like my biggest issue is for some reason as a society we use social media and platforms to like vent. And so like we really don't think about the cataclysm of things coming back. So for example, like our younger days and things we said, especially this lady, what she said. I think, Rob, like it's interesting coming from both perspectives. I myself, if Matthew Stafford was struggling for money, I absolutely see this as a way for him to get out. But knowing he is well off, this lady did get hurt in something he did have a part in. I think he should be the bigger man and say, like, I don't care what you did in your past. I messed up. Let me take care of this anyways. So I think he should still
let
pay.
me ask you this.
Yes.
Okay, so he decides to do that, and then they do even more digging and find out it's even more than just that she had some incident. I mean, like,
Sure.
Then you really look bad. Like
You think so?
No, because you didn't know.
Yeah,
you,
'cause
you had no idea.
I
you
think,
were
like-
trying to do a good deed. You didn't know. Whatever you're projecting.
I know now. I'm just saying, me. I'm in the minority. You guys, the three of you guys would help her. I would not.
Could I ask you a question,
I would
Rob,
let
too?
somebody else do it.
Don't you think almost like it looked like a cop-out for him? Like he's like, now I'm out. Now I don't got to do anything because there's something she did in her past.
Yeah, I wouldn't have paid for it in the first place. That's
That's
me.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but but what he did was a bad look, Rob G.
He's got an
You gotta
image.
admit that.
You know what? Maybe just because I'm jaded because I worked in a personal injury law firm for a long time. She could have sued the heck out of the Rams.
Oh, there's no doubt
because
about that. She has a case.
That stage was not built safely.
Has she decided she's not going to?
So I
don't
can't
know.
believe.
But I
Rob
promise
G.
you, that's why the Rams paid it so quickly.
Yes, because you
there
know,
was
you know how many
railing.
injury lawyers
Yeah.
in LA called her
my
up and were like,
goodness. And you
"Don't
have a-
take that
You
check."
have a fractured spine. Oh, we can
Yes.
get millions out of this one.
Right.
And it's on camera, and there's people there that watched you fall. Oh,
Yes.
this is easy money.
Oh, that's easy money. You normally don't have the video, Rob.
No.
G, you're 100% right. Let's go to court. Let's show how this thing was put up. There's nobody there to monitor the stage, right?
There's no railing around
No
it.
railing, no security, nobody. This is a
All
death
right, let's
trap.
throw it out. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Would you still pay for, do we know her name, or has her name been released? Whatever her name is, the photographer who fell
Karen.
and fractured her spine.
Racist
Would you
Karen.
still pay
Freaking
Shelly
Rob.
Smiley for her surgery, knowing what we know now about past Twitter incidents? 877-99 on Fox. Your turn
Karen,
to
you're
win
not
with the
getting a
odds
dime
on
of my
Fox
money.
Sports Radio.
I hope none of us fall around Rob Parker.
You heard us talking about the photographer who fell and fractured her spine. And Matthew Stafford paid for her surgery or gave them whatever the case was. Should he take his money back? And what would you do in that situation, knowing she put out racially charged quotes, racist tweets back in 2013?
Real quick, if you found out that some racist group, the KKK, skinhead, said that they would pay for her medical, how would that make you feel? Would that
If
not
they
change
said
it?
they would pay for her
Yeah,
medical?
like say there's like a little pushback on her now, and they say, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll pay for your medical." Would that change? Would that?
I mean, what would that?
No, I'm asking. Like
mean-
the KKK says, we'll pay for your medical bill," because people are pushing back because you.
Well, I take my money and say, let them pay for it.
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay,
Take my money
let's-
back and let them pay for it.
let's start with, is that, I've never seen this name. What is it? Falexa in Virginia.
Felicia?
You're on the.
Not Felicia?
No, Falexa. Falexa, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Yes, how you doing? I listen to your show steady all the time.
Thank you.
Thank
Best show
you.
of the evening. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, now, no, the answer is straight no. I won't give her nothing. Let me tell you what. First of all, she's talking about our Latino brethren, our Chinese brethren, our black brethren, and then I'm going to help assist her. Maybe the karma she feel about our people is the reason why that thing happened in the first place. So I'm not going to disrupt the order of nature. Let it happen. I want to give her not one red cent, not my money, nothing to go so.
I hear you. I'm with
I
you.
think, too, it's a different situation of Like Alex said, if I'm as filthy rich as Matthew Stafford, I don't want to get in his pockets, but I'm just saying.
I like the way you're handing out his money,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, but I would still, yeah. But if it's tight, I'm not. But if it's that situation, yeah.
Let's go
Makes
to
him
Sean.
look good.
Sean in Sacramento. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Hey,
what up, Sean?
My uncle's from another mother. My brother's behind the board. Rob G. Alex, what up, y'all?
Hey, what's good, Sean?
What up, brother?
Oh, living well, unlike Kelly from. Oh, I'm not even gonna put her name out there. My bad, y'all. But so my take, real quick, Rob, is I feel you, Unc. I feel you. On a real level, you don't want to award anybody that put that out there in the Twitter space or wherever she put that out, just for the simple fact it goes against everything you believe in. But Pete, this, what if you make her accept that check at Howard University and you have Rob G. and Sean in Sacramento, who are of the Mexican and Asian persuasion, where Rob Parker is the main speaker before she gets that check? How about we take that time to educate her on what the things that she said don't make any kind of sense and make an example of her if she really wants that money? And like the last caller said, man, it's not on you to punish somebody. You let God take care of that. And I think that spine is feeling real shabby right now because of the stuff she said in the past.
Well, I think, and like I said, I would want to meet with her beforehand and see where she's at and talk with her about that. Where was your head at?
She said,
right.
yeah, I said it, and that's how I feel, and whatever.
Right.
You would change your mind.
That's another situation. But, I would want to see where her head's at. And I think it's good. Yeah, that's what I was looking at as educating her.
I got you. All right, let's go to Jax in Kansas City. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Jax?
Hey, what's up, Rob? Thanks for taking my call, sir. Chris, my good Noopy.
What up, Noop?
Yep, how you?
No, man, it's all good. Hey, I tell you what, man, bottom line is, because you're going to be a man of your word, you already said you were going to pay for it, because you're not just, doing okay, you're like, crazy rich. The amount of money that you're probably going to end up coming off of, you can put some kind of parameter on it on the back end, but the amount of money you're going to come off of is worth the public relations that you need to do anyway, because of the way you reacted to it in the beginning. So, you take that L, and she is who she is. You're not going to change her. You're not going to do anything, to make her change her mind. So you do what you said you was going to do as a man, and you walk away. So
what, Jax? Jax, let me ask you this.
She may have a different mentality already. I mean, not even since all this came out, but I'm just saying she may have changed her views since then.
Maybe she hasn't. I hear you, Chris.
No, it's right, but that's what I'm saying. I'd want to talk with her.
And if you put money in the GoFundMe or whatever, I would want a refund.
Yeah, the GoFundMe is it because that's presumably people
Average
that aren't
Joes.
in the same situation, right? As
giving
Matthew
up money to
Stafford.
somebody like
people that really might need it and felt badly because of what the video. So yeah, that's a different situation.